Where is Christchurch's much-awaited Metro Sports facility? That's the question being asked after the Minister for Greater Christchurch Regeneration, Megan Woods, promised back in April that earthworks would be underway in 8 to 10 weeks. So, where are they? The complex promises an international aquatic centre, health centre and gym, and numerous multi-purpose netball and basketball courts. It's a slightly controversial development, but almost 16 weeks on from the Minister's comments, is the site still a musty, dusty mud pit? Logan Church went to get some answers.
After missing a deadline to have the Metro Sports Complex finished 2 years ago, the national government finally seemed to be making headway when it appointed a local consortium to design and build it. Enter a new government and a newly installed Christchurch Regeneration Minister, Megan Woods, who earlier this year said she was unhappy about a $75 million budget blowout. She asked for cost savings to be made and said there will be no further delays on a project that was already well behind schedule. This is Ms Woods speaking in Christchurch on April 27th.
Earthworks will be underway in the next 8 to 10 weeks, and we expect to have a main contractor in place within a 12-month period. But while we're getting that contractor in place, there's plenty of work that we can be starting on in terms of getting the 6,000 to 9,000 piles that are going to be required for this facility in place.
But those 8 to 10 weeks have now passed. And now, 15 weeks on, the 7-hectare dusty mud pit is still a dusty mud pit. I asked Autocado's new chief executive, John Bridgman, what was going on.
The contractor doing the ground improvement works is due to take possession of the site this week or next week. I'm not sure. It's happening currently. They're mobilising, and so they'll be going through putting in. Now you have to know the number. I think it's 7,000 stone columns, which are a mechanism for improving the ground as a foundation for the facility.
John Bridgman says the late start date will have no impact on the project's completion deadline of 2021.
Are you confident that this will be done then again and we won't have more delays?
Yes, I am.
That deadline is something Canterbury Sporting Codes are holding on to. Swimming Canterbury West Coast chairperson Wayne Rollinson says he would have hoped to have seen more progress by now.
It's a bit slower than we envisaged. We did expect, like you indicated, that there'd be earthworks happening by this point in time, but do understand with government being involved that things are going to possibly slow down for a start.
Canterbury Basketball Chief Executive Paul Duggan says he's relying on the facility to accommodate rapid growth.
If I drive past there and see some diggers moving some dirt around, that would be that would be fantastic. As a sport, we're just hanging out for these facilities, so we are just waiting until it gets opened, and we're just looking for any positive moves that can be made to get things happening on that site.
And Wayne Rollinson from Swimming Canterbury West Coast says his code is in a similar boat.
I would hope it does keep to the time frame. It has now affected 2 generations of swimmers, basically, and that's adding huge costs. So if we don't see that progress over the next 2-3 years of the build, we will certainly put our hand up to see if we can drive that faster.
Today, when asked about the delay, Megan Woods seemed to forget her April promise to have the groundwork started in 8 to 10 weeks.
There isn't a delay. I think 3-4 weeks ago we announced that the contract had been let. What we have started is actually the really important thing of making sure that we're getting the hospital parking work started. So we've been working with the DHB on that. But look, I'm advised by Autocado that we'll be seeing boots on the ground and earthworks imminently.
Megan Woods says she will be meeting with Autocado tomorrow to discuss the timeline further. In Christchurch for Checkpoint, call Logan Church Tanay.